talk about preparation, I guess, for this first series at home and CHC opener too at the same time.
Well, we've had 4 games of preparation, and we've got still a lot to work on. Certainly, I thought Friday our power play and penalty kill were not very good. I thought we were better with that on Saturday against Mankato. Certainly, I guess discipline, timeliness of penalties. I was not really happy with that on Friday. Some of that you can arguably blame on some calls that were all kind of a bit of a mystery, but you still have to learn to play under that. So I think we talked extensively about that, and as we get into our league play and continue our schedule, you're not going to win a lot of games giving teams 10 power plays and playing undisciplined. And I didn't think, I've seen us be a lot more undisciplined, but I didn't like the penalties on the power play, those types of things. So just overall, we need some players to play better for us to put together some, I guess, wins in a row. So there's a lot of things, but there's also a lot of really good bright spots too that we've been able to score some goals. We've seen some play of our freshmen. I thought Kaz in goal Saturday was very good for us. He got a lot of shots. For the most part, defensively, I think we've been a pretty decent team. But one area that again needs to improve is faceoffs. We're at about 42% for the year, which is totally unacceptable, and it needs to get into that 50-60% range. So it's not just the center. So it's an area. It's puck possession. It's amazing. On Saturday we got outshot 38-20. We won 38% of our faceoffs, and we still won a hockey game. Usually it doesn't go that way, but our guys did a good job, and it was a good bounce back win. But we got a lot of things to keep working on, and it's with Denver coming in here, it's going to be another tough weekend.
Talking to some of your guys on Friday night about coming back to tie up the game, and they were discussing, I guess, the fact that they're happy with the idea that they can come back and wins, but that coming into division play now, you guys are going to have a lot harder time doing that against these teams in the NCHC. So, I mean, have you guys discussed that at all, or how to kind of solve that problem?
Well, I think you found out. I mean, Minnesota was a good team, and we spotted them 3 goals. Mankato was picked to win the WCHA. They're a good team. We spotted them 3 goals, and yeah, we tied it, but you can get away with it once in a while. And a lot of times when you're down by 2 or 3 and you make the comeback, the tendency is to relax because you've tied it or you've gotten close. And I don't think that was the case. Unfortunately, it ended on a power play, but, we can't keep doing that. It's a lot more fun to play like we did against Notre Dame, where we got the lead and maintained the lead. And even Mankato, where we knew it was going to be a tough first period because they are a very good team at home, and they got up 1-0 and kind of stormed us a little bit. But we got out of that period only down 1, and that's a little bit easier to come back and win a hockey game from than trying to come back from 3 goals all the time. So our guys, they've shown a lot of guts, and in both situations. Because I'll tell you, Friday it looked pretty bleak. They still had time on the major power play, and it's 4-1. It's the second period, and that game could have gone either way. But our guys, he didn't let it, and I think that says a lot. And those are real positive for me.
So, kind of going off that, how are you kind of preparing your team to not have to catch up to Denver? I guess, how are you teaching them to just start off on a good foot?
Well, every coach talks about it. The players talk about it. The first 4 or 5 shifts, 5-10 minutes of a game, is critical a lot of times, whether you're at home or on the road. So it's not like it hasn't been discussed. I don't have the answer. I don't. The guys have to do it. They have to prepare mentally, for a tough start. There's some things we've talked about in the last couple of games where we need to focus on that hopefully help kind of narrow that focus a little bit. But I don't know how you can't be ready to play, you know. And I don't think guys aren't ready to play. I mean, sometimes it just happens. You know, you go out there and you get a little bit of puck luck or bad puck luck or a bounce or whatever, and next thing you know, you're trailing in a game. And then that can work conversely. I've always been a guy, you work for your breaks. So if you come out and work hard, eventually those things even up.
You talked about wanting to be better at home and make this place a tough place to play. It felt like the second half of Friday, you started to get more towards that. How do you get a 60-minute? I mean, you want to make this.
We'll find out, Zach. I mean, we'll find out. You know, I mean, the beauty of the game is it's 60 minutes. You know, you don't necessarily lose a game in the first period, or you don't win a game in the first period. You got to play to the buzzer, and we got to find a way to. I told our guys I'm going to shut up and not talk about it anymore because we've talked about it enough. You know what? It's go out and play the game. Be ready to play the game. Be ready to outcompete and outbattle and do the things you need to do, and that's what you need to focus on. So I'm gonna shut up about it, and we're gonna let them, you know, show up here on Friday, and we'll see what we can do on Friday.
One guy who's been really good has been Dom. Can you talk? I mean, it feels like he showed up even better than he left last year, but that's certainly what you wanted out of him.
Yeah, he's stronger. You can see that. I think he's in better condition. I think last year, coming in as a first-year guy, I didn't really know how much we were going to play those guys. Certainly early in the year, but I think even then it was probably a little too much for both him and Iafallo. And I think that kind of showed as the first half kind of went on. But I think this year they're both in better shape. They're both, you know, in a position to handle more minutes, especially early in the year. And in turn, I think it's led to them having a better start.
In the case of Dom, anything in particular stand out to you about his play last year and this far into this season?
Competitiveness. I think it's something that I think we saw through last year. You know, those guys last year were asked at times to play against the other team's top line, so it took a little bit away offensively. So this year, and we joked about it, I was joking about it with them on Monday, is that Mankato put their fourth line, their checking line, on their line on Saturday night. I said it's a little bit of a role reversal, so it tells me how far they've come in the eyes of maybe opponents offensively. But just overall, nothing. You know, I think he's a year older, he's smarter, he's a little bit quicker, and he's stronger, and I think he's, you know, the smart players figure it out, you know, quicker, and he's certainly off to a great start.
How encouraging was it to see Kaz kind of thrive in that environment in Mankato on Saturday? He said, you know, he enjoyed the loud crowd much more than the lack
300
of
people in Notre Dame. Yeah, yeah, it's totally different atmosphere. You know, obviously, for him, I think, you know, getting that first game out of the way too calms the nerves a little bit, and maybe in the long run, the best thing that happened is he didn't win that game. I mean, you know, he played well enough in the second half of it. We just again got down, but he was spot on Saturday. I mean, I thought, you know, the two goals they got were not his fault. One was, you know, I think he made two saves before they jammed him in the net, and the other one off the shin pad. He made the saves he had to make, which is what you ask your goaltender to do. So it was great for him to have that bounce back and kind of get that win. So he's a guy that likes to have fun. I mean, I think you see that, you know. I mean, he was the same way in Notre Dame after the game. Yeah, I had fun. You know, I didn't win, but, you know, when I got better. That's his mentality, and he's got a great demeanor, so hopefully that's a good sign for us.
Kind of building off of that, let's talk about the job he and that defense did Saturday of limiting second chance and those, you know, grade A rebound opportunities, because you got outshot badly. They had the puck a lot.
Yeah, well, they had the puck in the first period a lot. I thought it was totally reversed in the second. I thought we had the puck 75% of the time. We just didn't get a lot of shots, and I was shocked when I saw the stat sheet as far as the number of shots, because I didn't think they had that many. I know we didn't have a lot, but I know we had the puck a lot. And I thought the first period they were very good. I thought they were very good, and we were kind of okay. It was kind of an okay period on the road, but, you know, I think he controlled a lot of those. He got some of those rebounds out of there, too, which didn't allow the second chances. But, you know, it's something that we're going to have to do all the time. I mean, teams go to the net hard. Teams go to the net hard, and our D need to be strong around there as far as boxing out and not allowing the second and third chances, because we're going to see it every weekend, every weekend. That's how you got to score on good goalies. You got to get people and bodies to the net.
Sandy, speaking of stats, having played the game as I have, I was really impressed when I saw the haven't given up a third period goal this year. That's a pretty remarkable
We're in great
stat.
shape, Howie. We're in great shape.
That says a lot about this team, though.
I said it's too. No, I told our guys, I said, what, let's take a lot of pride in being in good shape and closing out games. But again, part of that too is we've had to play with desperation because we've been down. So, but it's still a good stat, and hopefully it continues. We just got to fix the first period.
You're talking a little bit about Kaz kind of settling in and that, and so, I mean, do you feel like the other freshmen on the team are starting to do that? Jared Thomas scored twice this weekend. Kind of how they're fitting into your system now? Yeah,
I mean, you look at Kuhlman. Kuhlman's played every game, and obviously I think he's getting more and more confident with the puck. Sometimes you don't, when you're a young player, you don't want to maybe overhandle it or do the things that maybe you're accustomed to doing right away, especially when you're playing with different line mates. But I think he's made some strong plays to the net. I think he's had about 3 in the last 2 games where he's really used his speed and taken pucks to the net. Obviously Jared getting the goal, he got on the power play, which we kind of knew in time those kids are going to have an opportunity, and it was nice to see him score that. So again, the more they play, I think the better they're going to get.